There's a quote that says, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is insanity. So I had to sit here and do an inventory of my life and wonder, why in the world am I allowing myself to live in my insanity? Every year, we get to a new year, and I realize with my weight loss, same place. Lose some weight, but still not at my goal. The vision that I've had for my life, same place, and still not where I want to be. Successful, financially secure. Why am I not there? And I realize that I'm okay with being stagnant. I'm okay with not developing myself because I'm not putting the things in place that I need to put in place in order to get myself to the next level. And I'm allowing my lack of confidence to immobilize me and to put me on this road that I've been on for years. I've seen the same cracks in the road. I've seen the same view, the same houses. I've had the same zip code. Why am I still on this road when I know that there is so much more? There are so many more places that I can be. You see, I know with some of the self-development that I've been doing, I already know that in order to get to a place where I want to be, that I have to get out of my comfort zone. And I've done that in the past, which is why I have allowed myself to move in those levels and move up those levels that from where I used to be. I'm not where I was several years ago. I remember when I was walking through the streets of Detroit after I graduated, I remember walking around just thinking, there has to be more to life than just this neighborhood. And I was right. And I put the things in place that I needed to put in place. I received the education that I needed in order to get the job that I needed in order to get myself up out of the situation that I was in. But then I got complacent and life happened and distractions started happening. And those distractions started deterring me from where I truly wanted to be. Instead of focusing on me, I began focusing on other people. Life happens. I've had children, 2 beautiful girls, got married, all of this stuff. Life happens. And so as those things happened, my vision began to change and I started taking care of those things. But then as I began to do my development, for me, self-development, because I know that I needed to do that, I heard a question. And the question was, is what you are doing giving you what you want? And I was able to answer that question so quick with a very confident hell no. And if what I am doing right now is not giving me satisfaction, then why am I still doing it? When I asked myself what would give me satisfaction, I instantly knew being successful. What does that mean? What does that look like? Being financially secure, being able to change my zip code permanently, being able to see my daughters and my grandchild living their best life, being able to put things into place that would allow me to be that public speaker that I want to be, being able to reach back and show other people how to put things in place so that they can live their life and be the best that they can be. That's what I want out of my life. And I know that there is more out there than what I am currently doing. According to Paul says that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And if that is the fact, if that is a fact, then why am I not? So I had to take a step back and I had to do an inventory. As I'm listening to, the development and I'm listening to all of these speakers and motivational speakers, and inside of me, there's this thing that just pulls when I hear them saying that that's me, that yes, that's I'm feeling unsatisfied. I know that there's more that I can be doing. As I begin to take inventory, I begin to realize that it is time for me to challenge all the things that's been in my life. It's time for me to move forward until I am immune to these distractions. But you know what? That's not going to happen if I allow all those distractions to come in. I remember some time ago just sitting down thinking, as I was just telling myself, things need to change. Here's the thing. Have you ever wanted to lose weight and you've been thinking about it? And so you're like eating some chocolate cake, eating some ice cream, and you're like, what am I doing? But you didn't stop. I remember sitting down looking at TV. I love my reality shows, and I'm looking at all these different shows. I'm looking at some movies, and I'm thinking, wow, these people are successful. They're living their best dreams. They're doing what they want to do. Why am I not? Because Deneen, you're sitting here and all you're doing is looking at them. You're helping them, and that's a beautiful thing. I believe in giving back. You're helping them because you are watching the shows that they've put together, but you're seeing them live their dream, but you're not doing what you need to do to live your dream. And there comes a time when you need to turn off the TV and start doing self-development and start working towards getting yourself immune to a lot of distractions until you are where you're supposed to be. When you get to where you're supposed to be, then you can start doing all of that stuff. But right now, if you're not there, looking at countless hours of television is going to get you honestly nowhere. So I had to do the inventory that I needed. And as I begin to do it, I begin to just, you kind of like, yeah, I can do this, because those motivational speakers get you going. And I begin to think, you know what? It's time to fight. It's time to not be afraid of hurt. It's time to not be afraid of failure. It's time to not be afraid of those distractions. It's time to not be afraid of what other people are going to think about me. And I'm going to tell you something, and I'm just being honest. The reason I didn't do my live videos is because I'm thinking, as I'm doing live videos, I'm going to stumble over my words. As I'm doing live videos, because I want everything to be perfect. People are going to be sitting there and they're going to be saying, what in the world is she talking about? But I got to live within my own truth, and I got to stop being sick and tired of. I have to be sick and tired of just that sense of failure. We all are going to fail. I was listening to the motivational message this morning, and in that motivational message, I heard someone says that these billionaires, there are countless people that have, how did it go? That 10 out of 8 millionaires have filed for bankruptcy. And I just was like, what? But you know what the key in there is? They never gave up. Even part of the company that I'm in, my mentor, his mentor, people that have lost millions, but they came back fighting because they wasn't afraid of the fight. They did the inventory that they needed to do to continue. It's just a part of life. It's time to stop saying if and get out there and do what you need to do and reduce the distractions that causes us not to do what we need to do. Little do we know, our vision chooses our life. And what we do in order to get to our vision is choosing our life. And so when I sat back and I chose to just come home, because I've been giving everybody my energy, and I gave all of my energy to my job, I gave all of my energy to the people that I live around, live with, and I had none left for me, I was choosing my life. And this is why I'm so complacent. And this is why I'm where I'm supposed to be. Because things aren't deliberate. When I wake up hitting the snooze, but I'm not deliberate. I'm not going to lie. I'm looking in the mirror, guys. I'm looking in the mirror, and I'm just being honest. So I have to look at what gives me satisfaction, and I got to work towards that. As I examine my life, it's time to take the inventory over everything. And even over people. Because if there are people that are in my life and they're not moving forward, and you feel like, you're complacent with being where you are, I got to move on from you. Because I need people in my life that are going to encourage me, that are going to motivate me, that are going to say that, Deneen, there's more in you than you're putting out, that you have more in you. I need the people that are honest around me that says, okay, girl, keep doing what you're doing and sit on your butt. And this is where you're going to be a year from now. I'm here. I need the people that's going to continuously push me to get up off my butt and to get moving. It's time to look in the mirror, guys. And that's what I'm doing. I've looked in the mirror. And I've noticed that it has gotten me nowhere. And I am being honest with me. You need to be honest with yourself as well. You need to let yourself know. You need to let yourself know. You let yourself down. I've let me down. I am not doing what I'm supposed to do. I need to get the courage to continue to do what I need to do, in order to meet the goals that I know that I can achieve. And I need to not let the inner doubt, that inner doubt, I need to let it constantly, I need to overcome it. And I need to do the things daily in my life to help me invest in me. And so I stand here today. Well, okay, I'm sitting down. I'm not even standing up. But I'm standing on this principle. So I told you earlier, I love my reality TV, and I still do. I do. But going forward in this year, out of all of the reality TV that I have, I'm not re-recording anything. This is it. I'm done. I'm stopping. Every day, I am waking up with a purpose. I am waking up with a vision. And every day, I will start out with motivating myself and listening to motivational speakers. The ones that tell me that there is greatness within inside of me. The ones that tell me that I have to live beyond my fears. The one that tells me I have to be uncomfortable. The ones that tell me if I want success, well, success is going to be painful. Success is going to be filled with a lot of things that are not successful. But as I keep going and not give up, I need to be around the people that tell me, or I need to listen to the people that tell me that as I keep going and as I keep learning, that it will get better. And then one day, before I know it, I will be seeing myself doing it. It's just like riding a bike. I remember my daughter when she rode a bike, and even me, we had training wheels. Well, she wanted to ride her bike, and she didn't want the training wheels on it because she was a big girl now. Guys, we got to get those big britches and put them on. Put on our big britches. Put on our big girl panties. We got to do it. And I remember that she went out there and she got on her bike without the training wheels, and she went up the street and she went down the street. And she kept doing it. And she kept lifting the one foot in hopes that at one point she would put that foot on that pedal and keep moving. And it took her going down the street one way, turning around, going back down the street, turning around, and continued until before we knew it, she was screaming out to me, Mama, look, I'm doing it. And she was doing it. You know why? She never gave up. She never gave up that she would be able to do it. And that's what we have to do today. Don't give up. Success is right there if we're willing to put in the time, the effort that we need to do it. A lot of us are complacent. We are. And a lot of you are very complacent. And you don't want to get out of your comfort zone, and you don't want to do the things that you need to do in order to get you where you need to be. And that is why you are doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you're getting the same results. And you're thinking that you're going to get different results is you living in your own insanity. And if you want to get out of that, then you have to do the things that you need to do, which is develop yourself, work on your craft, work on your vision, know who you are, and let your hard work for itself. Is it going to be tough? Yeah. Are people going to come against you? Yeah. Are people not going to believe in you? Yes. But let me tell you something. The Les Browns of the world, the Tyler Perrys of the world, the Steve Harveys of the world. I don't care if you don't agree with them, believe in them, don't like some of the things that they've done. When you listen to their stories, the one thing that I took from all of them is that they got to a place where they knew that there was greatness inside of them, and they settled for nothing less. And they did whatever they had to do in order to get wherever they wanted to go. And look at them now. Steve Harvey was living outside of his car, gave up everything to get where he's going. Tyler Perry, they got to a point where there was just no other option. And guys, I think what the problem is, and I heard them say that today, and at first I didn't agree with them, but I heard the conversation around employment has damaged a lot of people. That is basically what they were saying. And it is true, because we've gotten to a place where we've gotten employment, and now we're getting money. Now we're selling our time for our money that we're getting. And at every end of every 2 weeks, we're standing there with our hands out. And we're standing there saying, okay, to our employer of give me my money. And once they give you your money, then you've heard me say it before, you go and you pay the bills that you need to pay, and then you go and you do it all over again. Somewhere We were not taught that we could be whatever we wanted to be. We were taught that you get older, you get a job, and then you work, and then we work until we retire, and then once you retire, you go off into the sunset, and there is so much more. And when you go out there and you see people living their best life, you know that there is so much more. So it's time to get uncomfortable. It's time to put down all of that television. It's time to let it go. It's time to take the energy that I have left, because I do my 9 to 5, because I need food on my table. It's time to come home, start my day with my energy, and end my day with my energy. Start my day with my vision and end my day with my vision, until eventually my vision will outweigh my 9 to 5. And eventually I'll be able to transition to my vision, and I'll be able to live my best life. That's just me looking in the mirror and being honest with myself. And I hope you'll do the same thing. Look in the mirror and be honest with yourself and where you need to be. And I'm telling you, if you ask yourself that question, is what you're doing right now giving you satisfaction, giving you what you want? And if you're really honest with yourself, the majority of you are going to answer just like I did. Hell no. Then what is it that you need to do in order to do the things that satisfy you? Please don't continue to go to work every day and not be satisfied. Now, I know you all have to go to work. You have to put food on the table. Not everybody can do like, Steve Harvey and just quit his job and work on his art form. But it doesn't mean that even though we don't go down the same path he went down, it doesn't mean that we can't work on it. We just need to reverse that energy and give that energy, more energy back to us than we're giving and putting out. And then we'll begin to see our vision and our dreams grow. That's all I have to say.